All right, guys, today's training is all for the new distributor, or maybe somebody who has been a discount customer for a while and is now ready to go ahead and start sharing AdvoCare with others to earn a little extra income. This new distributor training that we're doing, guys, we try way too many times to make this business harder than it really is. We've got a couple foundational things that you have to do to have success in AdvoCare, but I don't want you thinking any bigger than this. Okay, what I'm about to share with you are really the 5 P's to having success in AdvoCare. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and get into it so you can see what it is. And just know that what I'm going over today, if you're a business builder and you have people on your team, this is what you should be training them right away, as quick as possible, to help them get as much success right off the bat. So let's do this. All right, you may have seen this document. I uploaded it to our group page on Facebook. If you're not on our Facebook page, please make sure that we add you on it, or your sponsor does. But let's start with the first P. Okay, the first P is knowing your pay periods, because if you're working your way to advisor, it is critical to know when the pay periods end and when they begin, because you have to hit certain qualifications. You know, you need $500 in each pay period, and at the end of 3 pay periods, you need to have accumulated 3,000 in volume. And that's great, but if you don't know when these pay periods are, you may end a pay period and have $450 in PGV, and you've missed qualification. You have to start all over. You don't want that to happen to you. So you need to make sure you pull out a calendar, whether it's on your phone. I have a big calendar on my desk, and obviously there's one on the computer as well. Pay periods end on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of each month. So if you are working your way to advisor, you need to know when that qualification is to have at least $500 in volume. So if we were to look at today's calendar, because obviously this document was created, but today is the 19th. If we look back at January, the 6th was a pay period close, because that's the 1st Tuesday, and then the 20th is a pay period close. Okay, it's also important to know these, because once you get to advisor, then you have the opportunity to earn a rookie bonus that is also done over 3 pay periods. You need to make sure that you know, okay, I have until XYZ date to get in 3 new distributors and $3,000 of volume through those new distributors, so that you can earn the extra $500. So pay periods are important to know. It's also important to know, especially when you're going for a new PIN level, because we do have some 3-week pay periods. And it's great if you can really plan ahead of time and know that, okay, I have a 3-week pay period coming up. Let me get some things in order so that during that 3-week pay plan, I hit the silver level, I hit gold level, and then you can pin it the very next pay period. Okay, so make sure you're looking at that ahead of time. I already talked about planning the rookie bonus. The impact and the momentum that can be created by earning a rookie bonus is huge. If you plan this out, you become a new advisor, you earn your rookie bonus, I can guarantee you, you're going to start duplicating that through your organization, and that is going to skyrocket your success in AdvoCare. I really wish we had this kind of rookie bonus when Tanya and I started. You know, the plan was a little bit different back then. You were competing for 7 spots each pay period. So the top 7 people earned a rookie bonus. Now, you're not competing against anybody. You know, anyone can earn this rookie bonus. It's just you have to get to work. Okay, so the next thing is purpose. So once we've identified when the pay periods begin and end, we understand the rookie bonus and what we need to do to achieve that, then we need to make sure that we really have a firm grasp on our purpose. Because your purpose is the thing that is going to be able to get you out of bed in the morning to, you know, go to a meeting, It's going to be that thing that when somebody tells you no, that you don't get scared away. That allows you to continue on and be able to find the next person who says yes. Just remember, you're going to have a lot of no's in this business. You have to be strong enough to be able to move past those. Okay, so start thinking about, what are some of those stressors in your life that more time or more money could solve? I know for Tanya and I was working 80 plus hours per week. So I needed more time because our relationship was extremely stressed. What do you want in your life that you don't have? Start thinking of the things that have an emotional attachment to them. Okay, not only for yourself, but remember, this is for your new distributors. So start teaching them that, hey, we really need to drill down to why you're doing Advocare. It has to be more than just the money. Okay, the money is great, don't get me wrong. But if you're only money driven, you may not last. And the reason for that is, like I said earlier, if somebody tells you no, you get frustrated or things aren't quite going your way as quickly as you want it, you just give up. Okay, so finish the statement. I'm building Advocare so that what? So you can bring your wife home, or you can bring your husband home. You can spend more time with your kids. For Tanya and I, we want to move down to Florida, and at some point we want to adopt. And there's many other things that we want to do, but those are just two of the things that are on the top of our list. Okay, so drill down that purpose. Next, packaging your story. Obviously, the biggest obstacle, because we can learn the pay plan, we can understand these pay periods, and we can drill down our purpose, but the reality is none of that matters if we don't talk to people. So we need to make sure that you're packaging your story in a way that when somebody asks you, oh, hey, what's Advocare? You have a response. Okay, now there's a couple ways you can do this. You want to have your elevator speech, okay? So you can follow the guidelines that are on here. Here's where I was, here's what I did, here's where I am, and here's where I'm going. You want to keep it to 20 seconds or less. So, I was a business owner working 80 plus hours per week, and man, I was tired. Buddy introduced me to Advocare, got me on a product called Spark, and I had more energy than I had in years. I got so much done. And not only that, but in our first month, we made a little over $800. And every month from there, we earned a little extra, and that allowed me to replace many of my hours with time with my wife. So now we're helping other people earn some extra income, and this month alone, we're earning about $15,000, and we have life on our terms. And so by the end of this year, we're going to double that, and we're taking people with us. Does any of this interest you? Okay, something along those lines, but it has to be conversational. It can't be, write it out. It's going to sound scripted at first. Don't get me wrong. This is new. Okay, but once you start practicing this, you need to make sure it sounds like you. And don't include things like sponsor, I became a distributor, I'm selling the product. Some of those things are word choices that can scare people away. Okay, so instead of selling, now you're helping other people increase their energy and lose weight. Instead of my sponsor or whatever you may use, leader, you're saying my friend. All those things, those are going to be a lot more attractive than any kind of advo lingo that you may put in there. So packaging your story is huge. I can't tell you the number of times that people haven't had their story packaged, and when somebody asks them what Advocare is, you're like, oh man, you don't know about Advocare? Drew Brees is a national spokesperson, and we have Dr. Dudrick, who's on the Scientific and Medical Advisory Board. Man, if you don't know him, he's the one that came up with the IV. You could go on and on. Okay, we call that advo vomiting. You don't want to advo vomit on people. You just want to be able to share your story and get them to say either, hey, yeah, that sounds really interesting, man. I need energy, and honestly, an extra $100 a month could really do us a lot of good. So tell me more. That's it. Okay, that's what your story is designed to do. Your story is designed to either get them to say, no, not interested, or, hey, yeah, I'd like to learn more. Okay, then you move on to the rest of the success system, which is going to be a three-way call or a two-on-one meeting with your sponsor, which we'll talk about in a second here. Okay, so you've packaged your story. Now it's time to actually get out there and share it. So while people may come up to you while you're wearing your Advocare shirt and ask you, hey, what's Advocare? Don't wait for that. Okay, that will come, but don't wait for it. You want to start your list. Pick your top 3 people. Off the top of your head right now, who are the 3 that you want to introduce Advocare to? Okay, this is how the business really takes off. Okay, it's all about building relationships and sharing it with those closest to you. It's not about cold calling. It's not about doing booths or any, wedding shows or any of that stuff. While all that can help and it's an extra pull in the water, we start first with the relationships closest to us. So identify your top 3 people, discuss that with your sponsor, and then just make a plan for calling them. Okay, so write the top 3 people down. You're going to share your story with them. When they say, hey, yeah, I'm interested, I'd like to learn more. Here's your transitional statement. Do not use anything other than this transitional statement. This statement is, that's great, I'd love to help you. Here's what we do next. Okay, write that down. Here's what we do next. You're not saying, hey, why don't we try this? Or, hey, no. Here's what we do next. I want you to get on the phone with my friend Matt. They've been helping me, and I'm still fairly new, so they'll be able to answer some more of the questions that you have and give you a little more insight into who Advocare is and what's possible for you. Okay, very simple. Don't do any more than that. Okay, I know a lot of people struggle with doing 3-way calls or 2-on-1s, and I can tell you this, it's the way you approach it. Okay, you have to approach it as, if you want this, here's the next step. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And don't get caught up if they say, well, I don't know, I just really want to talk to you. Just say, hey, you know what, I love that, and I really do want to help you. But again, like I said, this is the next step. And I can promise you this, when we get on the phone, he's not trying to sell you on Advocare or convince you to do anything. It's really just to answer any questions. I promise you, you won't be disappointed when we get on the phone. Okay, so that is how you can overcome the objection of doing a 3-way call. But it is so important. I know many people who try and do this alone, and they struggle, and it is frustrating. Don't be frustrated, okay? Get us on the phone with people. That's what we're here for. Okay, so give them a call. Schedule the 3-way call or the 2-on-1 or a mixer. Schedule a mixer at your home as soon as possible. That's where we get in your living room. We share Advocare to 3, 4, 5, or it could be upwards of 10 or 20 people. That's completely up to you. But just getting several people together to share what Advocare is and what you're doing with it. And then you can see on this document, there are some conversation tips. One thing I want to stress real quick, if you're getting on the phone with somebody you haven't talked to in a while, don't get on there and start shooting the breeze. And then about 30 minutes in, you go, oh, hey, by the way, have you heard of Advocare? Don't do that. Okay, when you get on the phone with somebody you haven't talked to in a while, say, hey, John, I'd love to catch up with you, but I'm calling you for a specific reason. Do you have a few minutes that I can talk with you? Okay, let them know right up front, hey, we'll catch up at a later time, but I've got something important that I want to share with you. Okay, and then just talking to them about, hey, your health. If there are 1 or 2 things that you can improve about your health, what are they? Financially, would an extra $200 to $300 or even $1,000 help you guys out? So you start drilling down into finding out what their needs are, and then you go in and you start plugging Advocare as a solution. So it's all about finding out what their needs are, seeing how you can position Advocare as a solution for them, and then getting them on the phone with your sponsor. This is it, guys. I promise you, if you can do this, if you're working your way to advisor, it's going to be so much easier. You'll get there so much faster. If you're already at advisor, You just need to do this as many times as possible. Don't worry about how the pay plan works and, you know, how overrides are calculated in leadership. You can learn that stuff along the way. But if you do these things, these fundamentals, all of that's going to come. All right. I didn't know the pay plan when Tanya and I first started. All right. I didn't understand it. Didn't make sense to me. I didn't know overrides. Didn't understand leadership. But I knew my buddy was making about 30 grand a month. So I knew it was real. And I knew if I just listened to him, that one day I could be there as well. And so can you. So that's it, guys. Let's get to work. Let's close this pay period out strong. Don't hold anything back. Reach out to that person who's on your mind that you're scared to talk to. Because the faster you talk to them, the more you can get past that, and the more people you can get to. Please let us know if you have any questions. Get with your sponsor. Get with us. We're here to help anybody who wants it. Have a great day.